let's learn about dependency injection. Let's create an application from scratch here. So, or runner application. So this will use configuration, so we can inject dependencies and component scan, and then we just going to have the main method. Let's check it out if it's printing the hello world. Correct. So we just want, let's say we have like many enterprises, many companies, and each one of them is doing a report, right? So let's create like a company contract. Please don't ask again. And this could be better an interface. So we find the contract and let's simulate get report. This is the method that we're gonna have in common. And then let's say we have companies like Google, right, which is implementing my company contract and is using components, so we can use dependency injection, and we are implementing the methods. Then we decided to scale up and create another company, which again is doing the same, is doing component and is implementing the company contract, right, and is implementing the methods, right. Let's implement those methods. Let's say this is a lazy report that we have. This is just to demonstrate dependency injection and using the Spring container. And let's say that Yahoo also is giving another contract. We have some stats here, and we need to have the separation of concern. We just give the report. We don't include more logic here. The business logic should be outside. So let's create another class with the business logic. And here we have component scan. And in order to understand these dependencies, we need to pass here the package in the business logic, right? So now here we are doing dependency injection. We are worrying about the company contract. We don't worry about the specific company. So what we do is let's create company contract field, and then let's create a constructor, and this constructor and it's saying there is more than one bean. One bean means one dependency, so we need to specify which one is the primary, and the other one, if we want to use it later, we use a qualifier. So we use Yahoo company, and then in the business logic we have now the business calculate maths stat, I don't know, and here comes the fun part. Let's say we need to constantly log out, but we don't want this, so we can also create another service which is called logger. This logger also is gonna be annotated with components, so we can use dependency injection, and this logger is gonna have a public void info method which is receiving an object and then printing out this object. Now we can also in the business logic use it here as a dependency injection, or if we want, we can use AutoWire and put here the logger, the right logger, and then we can simply put logger.info. So you can see we are separating now the responsibility. This is also called inversion of control, because you are not controlling instantiation, you are not using new business logic, is passing new, so the control is being managed by the container, so you only worry about the business logic. Now let's also use the logger in our companies. So AutoWire, logger, and let's log out, get report from Google company. We're gonna do the same here. AutoWire, what are we going to wire? So the container itself is gonna resolve dependencies. If we have SQL dependencies or more complex dependencies, the container will be able to inject dependencies, instantiate, and all of that. So we don't worry about. So we know which method are we running, since in the business logic we are using the abstraction, not the implementation. This is another pattern. Anyway, here we are expecting an int, so we're gonna say bar ages is gonna bar reports is gonna be equal to this company contract get report, right? And then we just simply can wrap it into to a streams, so we can use pipeline operations report, where the hell, yeah, and then we can use max value here and get us an integer, and that's it. Everything is pretty much done, pretty fast. Spring Boot manages all the heavy lifting of the logic and all of that, and we just need to go to the runner application, and we here need to create the Spring contest. We will be using try with resources, so in any case something fails, we will close the contest. So we're gonna use try, and then we're gonna pass the class, and the class is able, because it has configuration and component scan, so we will be able to receive those beans or those dependencies. That's it. The only dependency we are using is business logic, so we don't, it's the same package. So without further ado, we just put business logic here, get the bean, and now we just get the result. Content, what I'm doing, business logic, calculate, match stat, and then we print out the result, right? And now let's do something here so we can see everything nicely. What the hell? So we can see nicely here. And now we just go to run, and we're getting 89 from Google companies. If you see Google company, the max value is 89, which is good. If I push, let's say 200, then it's gonna have the max value. But let's say I don't want by default to use the Google, right? I want to use Yahoo. Remember that Yahoo has Yahoo company. So what I can do here is put here a decorator, annotator, actually annotation, and put in Yahoo company, and this will make that dependency injection is gonna read with Yahoo. If probably we have more business logics. So if I run this, then we have 98 from Yahoo company. As we can see, everything is printed out, and that's pretty much it. We pretty fast learned how to use dependency injection, and inversion of control simply means that the Spring is handling the instantiation of our classes, the injection, passing dependencies out, resolving those dependencies. We just care about the business logic, and the code looks cleaner and separated and beautiful. Thanks.